Okay guys, Jake here. I know a lot of you are interested in bees and getting bees on your homestead, so I'm going to try and show you a start to finish here, or a beginning 101 bees, or however you want to look at it. But we've gotten 5 new hives here on the farm. I did a live video earlier and probably didn't turn out too good on the audio, so I decided to shoot this one in the camera. Right there, what I'm pointing at is what's called a nuke, an NUC, a nuke. And that would basically be your new beehive with a queen, some workers, a few slats of honey, some brood, and a foundation in there to get you started. Now, you're going to have to go buy that white box there additionally, which is the actual beehive. And there are many different parts to it. But basically that one white box there is called a deep brood box, and that's what you need to get started. There is a base that it sits on, and you've got the lid and the top there, but basically it's just a box with frames in it. Now, there are some frames in the nuke that I got, and any nuke that you buy should come with 4 or 5 frames of bees in it. This one that we particularly bought had 4 frames of bees and a feeder. The bee guy that I got them from suggested that I feed them for a couple of weeks just to make sure that they're doing fine and got plenty of food since they are a new colony. Now there is a little entrance on there, and we had actually brought them in last night and let them sit near the hive overnight to acclimate, and most of the day today. You can see right there I'm pulling out a feeder. Now, I normally do not feed my bees. I let it go all natural, and since they are a new colony though, I'm going to take the guy's advice. By no means am I a bee expert. You can see me removing a frame there just to make a little room in there for that feeder, and then I separate out each one of these to see if I can actually see the queen. I saw her on one of the other ones over at the RV park. I didn't specifically see her here, but generally the other bees will ball up around her, keep her covered, and I did happen to see her on one of the frames. But you're basically just taking those frames out of your temporary plastic nuke box and sliding them over into your new beehive. There were quite a lot of bees in there. It was a very good looking nuke set. We paid $175 for that nuke set. If you're in a big city, there are probably bee associations around that you could contact to get in touch with someone that would probably sell you a hive. There are certain times of the year that people try and sell them more than others, so spring and fall, that's generally a good time to get them. I found these actually on Craigslist. That's a good place to look if you just get on Craigslist and type in beehives or nuke beehives, and generally there's people around that deal in bees or be willing to sell you one. These right here, the guy actually keeps the bees in Texas over the winter and hauls them up to Minnesota in the spring for farming and the honey run. You can see there that frame is full of bees. They all had brood and honey in them, which is what you want. You don't want the bees coming to an empty house, basically. You want to install those in the middle of your hive. Now, we will add a second deep brood box later, but we want the bees to fill up this bottom box with foundation and brood. So we will wait a couple of weeks, and hopefully they'll start filling it up, and we'll put a second box on there. I also need to paint that stand that it's on. You can see that ball of bees there in the center toward the top. I think that's where the female was. I couldn't actually specifically see her on there. but I'm sure she's in there. The guy I got them from has about 600 hives, and he splits them every year. So you guys are wondering how you can make money on your farmstead. Bees are definitely a good investment. You can sell the honey, you can sell the wax, you can split your hives and make money on these nuke sets. If you're a little bit of a woodworker, you can actually make these beehives. They're very standard, all of them are the same. We just buy ours at Tractor Supply. I don't really have the time or the tools to make them. Fairly simple and straightforward though. Very good looking colony there. Like I said, we got the 4 frames and the feeder. And you can see me here, I'm going to fill up the feeder. If you're feeding your bees, it's a 1 cup sugar to 1 cup water ratio. It's very sweet. And like I said, I don't normally do it, but since it's a new colony and I do want them to stay and thrive and be okay, we're going to go ahead and give them a little feed so they don't stress out and they can immediately start making honey and new brood and get settled in there really well. Here is the top plate going on. Try not to squish too many of them in there. And then there is the top. This one's just kind of temporarily set right here. I have to get a pallet to actually set it on and strap it down. You don't want coons or skunks or possums coming by and ripping your top off and getting in the hive, because they definitely like that honey. So you can see it's a nice and active hive, lots of bees in there. I definitely approve of the nuke size and the quality that I got, and the bees seem to be very tame. I mean, as agitated as they are and as many of them are around, they're really not trying to bite me. The other bees that I have are quite aggressive, and they're trying to get into the suit from the moment you touch that hive. These guys are just landing on the suit and then flying off, not really being aggressive. But that's the basics of a beehive, guys. If you're just looking to make your produce out of your garden better, you can just use this box here. But if you definitely want to capture some honey and collect some honey, you will have to add a super honey on there, and we're going to be doing that later. We'll take you through the whole process. This was just kind of a quick rundown of how you get your bees and get them in your hive. Okay guys, that's it for today. We'll check back in on them in a couple of days and see how they're doing. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it.